rolling in in-flight connectivity. Talk to me a little bit about your messaging this week.
Yeah, so we're a new IFC player. We're enjoying being a bit of a disruptor and changing the way that the IFC is going to work. Importantly, we're not just another IFC provider here, so we're going to be the first to bring a low Earth orbit and satellite constellation on the KU band. The significance of low Earth orbit is very, very low latency, which opens up a whole new world of capability of applications of meaning to the market. High bandwidth solution and global coverage from day one. So there's a whole cocktail of things that we're bringing that really changes the IFC world and what it means to airlines and their passengers and crew and the whole thing. So we're really excited about it, and everyone we've spoken to this week here at Apex it seems to be very excited about what we're bringing as well. So we're super excited about it.
Okay, there's a school of thought on this show floor that the fact that you guys are coming on board is very timely for the KU connectivity camp, in that this is what is needed right now to make KU a proper value proposition. What do you think of that? I mean, we've got KU, GEO, but this changes the game a little bit and makes it a little more interesting.
Yeah, so KU GEO has had a great place in the market for quite a long time. Has delivered a fairly good service, but obviously has limitations to what it can do. Now, being first in the LEO field allows us to do a whole lot more stuff, and it really takes it to the next level in terms of delivering IFC to all the stakeholders in the airline. Last week at Aviation Festival and here at Apex, we heard more and more from airlines and indeed from suppliers as well, that they're kind of getting to the ceiling of the things they can do. And everyone was sort of pointing at, you need to decrease latency, you need to increase capacity, and coverage needs to be ubiquitous, including the poles and all these things. It's a perfect storm because along comes this knight on shining armor called OneWeb that says, hey, that's what we're all about, that's what we're going to deliver. So it really invigorates the KU capability to the satellite world. And I think sort of the KU and KA thing has kind of gone away now. It's more about what does it deliver? What does it bring to the airlines, the passengers, the crew, the IoT elements of it? And it doesn't really matter so much about KU or KA. It's about how it's delivered, what value it brings to the community, and how soon can we get it.
Very good. Well, speaking of that, then what does it mean for the passenger and the passenger experience?
So the passenger experience should be greatly enhanced. So not least because you'll have coverage everywhere. So a lot of us coming to LA this week flew transatlantic, going over the top, and a lot of us lose coverage from geostationary. It's a pure element of physics. It cannot be fixed except with elliptical type things. So from a coverage perspective, we're there from day one. From a capacity and throughput perspective, we've got an awful lot of it, and I won't talk numbers yet because we're not ready to do that, but we have more than enough and sufficient capacity to deliver a very, very high experience of passengers. But the really beautiful thing in the middle of all of this is low latency, and low latency is particularly important for sorts of applications that are becoming more interesting, more prolific in what people do in their daily lives.
Yeah.
Gaming is a great example of that, where loads of kids play games a lot of the time. They like to be connected and take part in these multi-million-dollar competitions that I don't understand, but they do. Yeah. So that's one example. Real access to cloud-based applications for Office 365 and all these sort of things that need low latency, so they don't time out and they don't stop talking to the servers and these sorts of things. And the other element that's vitally important to what OneWeb's bringing to the space as well is an evolutionary path. So we don't yet know what the next revolution is in terms of connectivity, the new iPhone revolution or whatever it is. The important thing from our perspective is that we build the platform that allows it to grow. So we're absolutely certain what we're doing is right. We have the number of satellites, the coverage, the capacity, the low latency that allows us to build on that and evolve on that, and much closer track the terrestrial trends, to make sure that in-flight connectivity is not all this 5, 6, 7 year lag behind what's going on Mother Earth.
Fair enough. You guys have been fairly quiet lately, though folks have tried to push you on revealing the kind of hardware partners that you'll be working with in Aero, etc. When can we expect some announcements on that front? And kind of how important is that aspect of the entire equation?
Yeah, it's tremendously important, is working out the partner ecosystem, the terminal providers and these sorts of things. We're getting closer to it. I've had enough experience over the years to make sure that getting that part right is vitally important to how you get ultimately the service to passengers, and you can maintain the delivery of service to airlines and track what they want to do with this connectivity stuff that they're making great investments in. So it's very important. We won't be rushed, although we are very keen to get it out there so we can start actively going to market and starting to have meaningful conversation with the customers to get them on board the revolution.
There are some folks on that show floor that are preparing for you with their hardware.
That's
and
lovely.
fully anticipate being able to use the network with their partners, including FinCom is a company that has spoken rather publicly about ultimately wanting to be able to support that with its hardware. Do you have to lock down on very specific hardware partners, or is there room for multiple? I mean, how are you looking at it in that respect?
Well, we're at the moment we're sort of eyes wide open and seeing what the best fit is,
Yeah.
and you'll see, and I'm not evading the question, but you'll see in time exactly where we're going with that. But we're not really ready to tell you exactly what it is. But we've done a full evaluation. We're continuing to evaluate what's on the market, what's likely to give us the best path to harnessing the power of the network onto the aircraft. So it's a lot of work that we've been doing over the last few months. Even before I joined, my colleagues were busy doing that, and we continue to do that. But we will reveal all in the not too distant future.
Yeah, the big tease. There you are.
So yeah,
the
well,
big
yeah.
tease.
Yeah,
have you been having any direct conversations with airlines at all this week?
So we're having conversations with airlines, and the word direct normally scares a lot of people. But no, listen, we will be an indirect company. We will sell through a partner distribution. We will maintain dialogue with airlines. It's important to do that so they understand and have confidence what we're about, what the real message is, what the benefits of LEO, KU, OneWeb, what that's all about. And we'll continue to do that even when our distribution partnerships are announced. I've seen again over the years how important it is for the airlines to understand what the network's all about, the philosophy of the evolution of these things. It's important for us to understand what our customers want to do in the years ahead. Digitalization, things getting closer to the passenger, integrating apps and IFE and these things. And as the owner and operator of this satellite network, we can be much more agile in meeting these trends if we know what they are. So direct, yes, in terms of dialogue. Indirect, yes, in terms of fulfillment.
Okay. Exploiting the pipe for operational benefits must also be on your radar.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. And, how do you define that? Is that better satellite mapping on the electronic flight bag? Is it better routing for the pilots? Does it go further? Do you push non-safety data? Do you ultimately try to even go beyond that and have a proper cockpit communication service on the flight deck? Where are you at with all of that?
So we don't really close the door at anything as far as that's concerned.
Okay.
So we're very keen to have a look at the whole breadth of connectivity for the aircraft. I think it's safe to say on the KU band that true safety is not an immediate aspect that we're looking at, although as safety standards or as the industry evolves, of course, we'll stay right next to it and see what we do. But yeah, absolutely. Anything we can address in the cockpit, in the cabin, even the peripherals, the components of the aircraft, we're very keen to connect and derive the value from it.
Okay. Finally, then, anything that you'd like to stress or underscore that we didn't address?
Not really. We are. Listen, we're developing a network which will be launched in late 21. We'll have 650 satellites globally, producing all this power and putting it all down on flight routes all over the world. So we are changing a lot of stuff, and we can't wait to deliver it and engage in more of the great discussions we've had here at Apex this week.
Very good, exciting days. Thank you very much.
It's a pleasure. Thank you.